when I heard about your idea, I thought that is a fantastic idea. And I want you to tell us a little bit about what inspired you to come up with the AVOW magazine. And I will just go ahead and educate people and let them know what AVOW actually means. So it means American Veteran Organization of Women. But the other meaning to it is that everyone that goes into the military has to take a vow.
That's correct.
Their hand. And so it has double entendre meaning there. So what
Absolutely.
inspired you? Because it's brilliant, it's beautiful, it's recording history, it's telling incredible stories of women veterans just doing amazing things.
I have a friend of mine, Sheila Holmes. She's the editor in chief, and basically, her and I grew up in the same town, and she is an Air Force veteran. And believe it or not, we grew up in the same town, but we have never met in person before. And she knows a lot of my family members. I know a lot of the people she grew up around, vice versa. And so we connected via Facebook many, many years ago. And finally, we just talk about topics and things that come up with veterans, with women veterans. And we were talking about the American Legion and how you can flip open an American Legion magazine and you don't see women in it. Yeah, you just don't. And she had had a difficult time with one of the legions that she had belonged to or that she was working with. And she said, you know what, this is just crazy. And I said, well, why don't we just do a magazine of our own? You know, the two of us will work. I knew what her background was. I knew she was an editor. She was in public relations and stuff. And I thought, what a great mixture. You've got somebody like me who does graphic design and layout and a publishing background. And she's got the editing part of it. And together combined, we could do, you know, the dynamic duo between the two of us. So she said, "Yeah, let's do it." And lo and behold, we discussed that back in, I want to say 2018. Yeah, 2018, and then we finally jumped on it in the spring of 2019. Started putting things together and had our first issue that summer. So it just came along and. Avow, the name itself, this is kind of funny. So the name Avow came up as it's not really an acronym. It is the name Avow. But the thing is we knew people would wonder, well, what does that mean? And it's the once you said the double entendre, that is correct. The thing is what makes it the double entendre is we gave the name, which is Avow, we actually gave it the brevity code, or so you would say, we gave it a name, which is the American Veteran Organization of Women. So technically it is not an official group or you know, women who get together and have meetings, because we're not. We are like-minded women, which makes us an organization. We're a service organization. We're a military organization. We are women. We served. And so technically the American Veteran Organization of Women is an afterthought as far as the name goes. The name is Avow. That's what we go by. And if you want to break it down, then sure, call it the other name, but Avow is what the magazine is truly called. And so that double entendre actually weighs towards the shorter name. And we really like that and we prefer that.
Now you publish this magazine quarterly, correct? So you
That
do
is correct.
4 issues a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell some pretty amazing stories. Now
Mm-hmm.
I've read a couple of the issues. I have them actually right here. And I love them all.
Uh-huh.
About Sharon McDougall's mothership connection.
That is my favorite, Sheryl. That is absolutely my favorite story to tell. Sharon and I, oh my gosh, I felt like a sister separated at birth with Sharon. I still do. I cannot wait to meet her. We have a lot of things in common. And yeah, I was just floored being able to just sit on the phone with her and interview her and talk, you know, speak with her. And oh, we had such a blast with that interview. We really did. I mean, I could have just kept going and going and going. Oh my gosh, yes, Kismet. She's amazing. A lot of people may not know this, so this will be the first time I've actually talked about it. Sharon does. But the Mothership Connection, the title of that article, it in light of BLM and things that are going on nowadays, Mothership Connection was by Parliament. It was a song that was very political, and I kind of wanted to throw it on the cover. And most people probably didn't catch that it's a political song that came out way back when. And if you ever get a chance, yeah, go find out what it's about. It fit the fight that's going on so well and tied in directly with Sharon's article. And yeah, I love it. That's my favorite one.
First, when I got these magazines, when you shipped them out a few months back, I saw that cover. That's the first one I read. I said, it's a great story.
Or
And
she's a phenomenal woman.
and you have a very artistic background, and I know you do more than just, not that like this isn't enough. First of all, before I forget to say this, I want to say thank you for the graphics you made for VHVtv, because I really love it.
Yeah, the new logo. Yep. I loved working on that. I'm so happy you like it.
I'm very happy, so thank you. And you do other kinds of art as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Oh, I do tons of art. I've been an artist since I was old enough to pick up a crayon and draw on a wall. I used to do a lot of design in the military. Audiovisual was across the hall from my office, and I consistently did posters for them. I don't have to do everything on the computer. I can draw by hand. I do a lot of artistic renderings. I do paintings. I watercolor. Pen and ink is actually my favorite, and I do a lot of digital art. And one of my favorite things that I've been doing for the last couple of years now is alcohol labels, beer labels, wine labels. Actually, I've been doing it longer than a couple of years because I've done a lot of wine labels. I've been doing those for about 10 years. I just started doing beer labels, and they're so much fun. You can get so artistic with them. And I've been designing for a local brewery, and they really like my artwork. So I've been doing quite a few designs for them.
You've been an artist your whole life, but I would like for you to speak to the power of art in its many forms and how it helps you.
Well, it's funny that you say that too, actually, because you probably didn't know this, but my husband and I founded a nonprofit we started in 1998. It was called Art Quotient. Instead of what's your IQ, what's your AQ? And we started it to help kids, K through 12. And we used to produce a publication with their artwork in it. We used to have exhibits all over the United States. And we had some really cool stuff going on there. And one of the main reasons we had started that is because our son and our daughter are both artists. So even though my son is in civil engineer in the military, he's a brilliant commercial photographer and a beautiful artist, and he's also a musician. And my daughter, same thing. She's a cinematographer, a filmmaker. She also plays a lot of music, instruments, and she's also an artist. She does some beautiful, beautiful work and does animations and stuff. So it's just phenomenal to see when you've got kids like that and you're an artist yourself, you understand where they're coming from and you can nurture that.
This is what I like about art, because you take it from in here, from
Mm-hmm.
inside your head, and you manifest it in a physical form.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're doing, whether you do it through drawing or painting or sculpture or whatever. And that, to me, I have since in this last 5-6 years, I've been liberated
Mm-hmm.
in a way I wasn't before.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I have proved it to no one else but myself that I can be creative in a way I didn't think I had the ability to do.
And you don't care what people think at this point because you've lived life.
You found a way to make your dream come true, giving up a $55,000 a year job with no college degree because the call of the forest, the call of the trees was calling to you. And you found a way to make that happen. And I'm no different. And I could sit in my house. I'm retired. I have a nice pension from the state of California.
Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you want to.
I can do whatever I want, and I choose to spend my life, my retirement years, telling stories of women veterans, not just women veterans, but coincidentally, the 12 interviews we have done have all been with women veterans.
People ask me a lot of times because I didn't make a lot of women friends in the military. I really didn't. I'm getting to know more military women, and I'm really impressed with all the military women I'm meeting, and the friends I'm making, the contacts I'm making. You know, Melissa Washington. There's just so many I'm connecting with, and I feel so good. And I feel like, wow, I connect with these women better than I did when I was in the military, because there wasn't a lot of us still when I joined, in the 80s.
I have found my sense of purpose in doing these interviews,
Yeah.
and especially since the pandemic,
Mhm.
because I can do all of this stuff on this computer that I'm doing the Zoom call. I do everything on this computer sitting in my office.
Yeah.
It's one thing to watch TV, but it's something quite else to make the TV